has been well over a decade now that customers have said what they like and dislike in their entertainment, and it is in one ear and out the other with these companies. The activists in Hollywood do not care about what we like and what we dislike. They just care about what makes them feel good, and what makes them feel good is pandering to each other. And now Star Trek Starfleet Academy has somehow, some way gotten worse because its love letter to Deep Space Nine insults fans with continuity errors and woke pandering, and they are getting destroyed over it. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. You have Klingons in skirts, you have Captain Calm Cruncher running around screaming, you've got the ugliest faces on some of these characters possible. It is cringe from top to bottom, and it is so pathetic that Star Trek has fallen so far so fast. And well, we already knew that it was in a rough state, right? You have things like Section 31 that do bad, you have Lower Decks that does bad, Discovery ruins so much, but it just has gotten worse, and I don't think it could get any worse after this. I mean, it is at complete rock bottom. It is in the negatives at this point. And apparently, so few people like it that it even failed to break into the top 10 shows on Paramount Plus after its latest member berry episode, which, even going a few years back, this type of episode would have gotten them a lot of attention. Even if the reception is very negative and people take to social media and say it's bad, it at least would have gotten a lot of clicks and a lot of views just because people were curious, but now nobody is even going to point and laugh at the dumpster fire. So this new episode centers on Sam, an emissary from her own planet who uses the shared title to draw parallels between herself and Cisco, which, by the way, Sam is like one of the worst characters I've ever had to experience, but the writers attempt to imbue her investigation with the gravitas of Deep Space Nine spiritual themes, but the execution falls flat due to the show's fundamentally comedic tone. Yeah, I don't know why they decided to lean so heavily into the comedy. I get that Star Trek has always had a lot of unintentional humor or very, like, specifically placed jokes and a tone that would pop up at times, but it was never just a straight up comedy. And it just goes to show that these people know nothing about Star Trek. But it says Sam breaks the fourth wall repeatedly, looking directly at the camera while on screen graphics pop up detailing her discoveries. This approach might work in Lower Decks, the animated comedy series, but Starfleet Academy simultaneously presents itself as a serious continuation of Star Trek Discovery. The tonal whiplash is jarring and deliberate. The episode was co-written by Tawny Newsome from Lower Decks, explaining why it feels more like an animated comedy than proper Star Trek. Lower Decks succeeded because it was explicitly a cartoon where fans could enjoy references as jokes without expecting narrative coherence, which, yeah, I mean, I guess it made sense. It still wasn't my favorite, but at the same time, I could understand it a little bit more than in something like this, that's for sure. But the continuity errors are inexcusable for a supposed love letter to DS9. The most glaring involves Professor Dax, a character revealed to carry the Dax symbiont. Trill symbionts live approximately 500 years with a maximum lifespan of 800 years, according to established Star Trek lore, but you would have to care about the Star Trek lore in order to still refer back to it, and these people do not care. The Dax symbiont was already 300 years old during Deep Space Nine, which takes place 800 years before Starfleet Academy. This means that it would have to be 1100 years old, 300 past its maximum possible lifespan. Womp, womp, womp. They didn't give a fuck, and they thought nobody was going to pay attention to this. They thought that they could just get away with writing whatever they wanted, and clearly that's not the case, because when you have a series that is so beloved and characters that are so beloved and stories that are so beloved, yeah, people are going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb. Additionally, Dax is portrayed as a mixed species character rather than full Trill, continuing Starfleet Academy's pattern of making every character mixed race or mixed species for political signaling purposes. And the second major continuity error involves the treatment of Sisko's religious role. In the episode, Starfleet openly refers to him as the emissary of the prophets, treating his spiritual status as official military record. This directly contradicts DS9 and its established dynamic where Starfleet, as a secular military organization deliberately avoided acknowledging Bajoran religious beliefs, and they just do not care. And it is so sad to see. It's so heartbreaking to see. But luckily, they are facing the consequences of their actions because it's doing terribly. Starfleet Academy is not doing good. It has even failed to break into the top 10 shows on Paramount Plus after its latest Memberberry episode, and they had taken the initial episode they put on YouTube off of the platform because it was getting so destroyed, which is so hilarious to me that they cannot get any attention, positive or even really negative. There are also quite a few posts on X about the different visuals, the characters, the writing. Not only are they now homosexual, but Klingons are now also wearing dresses in Star Trek Starfleet Academy. It's all brain dead writing at this point, absolute garbage. And yeah, they want to destroy the male dominated spaces and series, and they want to rewrite them, they want to alter them, and they do not care if you are upset. They simply care that people are showing up and consuming content, but that isn't really happening anymore after over a decade of them desecrating our favorite series, because that's what cultural Marxists do. We've gotten to the point where they are just so desperate for attention that it's like they're hoping that these screenshots on social media are going to make people tune in to see the dumpster fire, but that's not even happening now. I'm done trying to figure out Starfleet Academy. This is not meant to be explained. This is a Lovecraftian horror. Cancel Paramount Plus. Stupid people creating stupid content for even stupider people. The only people who can see value in this are the extremely stupid. Man, oh man, is that face a freaking jump scare. Here's a Nerdrotic post saying, from the Starfleet Academy reaction comment section, a few years ago I broke 15 bones in a catastrophic car accident. I had to endure 14 surgeries, countless setbacks, a loss of my career, subsequent depression, and other trauma, along with being bedbound for a year and a half. Somehow, this show is more painful than all of that shit, which is insane. And I agree with this image. This is the worst garbage I have ever freaking seen. It only took 5 fucking episodes for Star Trek Starfleet Academy to insert rainbow glitter as a form of throw up. Could this show possibly cater to one group of people any harder? And no, I genuinely don't think that it could. There are people comparing shows that are on right now, like Starfleet Academy, to Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which Night of the Seven Kingdoms is fantastic. I'm so happy that they followed the novella so closely. I cannot wait to see what happens in the next 2 episodes. Rip my homeboy. Not gonna spoil anything. Somebody is going to die, but it is just so great to get at least some good entertainment when, man, oh man, there's so much garbage releasing. Doomcock is saying Starfleet Academy is effing BS. Bloody hell, it's a particular kind of evil genius that no matter how bad you suck, you somehow manage to redefine rock bottom week after week. Last week they defiled the Klingons. Can it get worse? Yep, now they wear skirts. So I will be following this pretty closely over the next couple of weeks until this nightmare fuel is finally over. But yeah, Starfleet Academy continues to shock us because it is getting worse and worse, and nobody's watching it. Nobody likes it except for the mentally deranged, and apparently there's only 5 of them that are even watching it. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.